The year was 1977. Disco was on the rise and Star Wars was still in theaters, and Bill Mitchell had just retired from chief stylist at GM. Mitchell was an extremely accomplished designer and had great success while he worked at GM. He designed such classics as the 55 through 57 Bel Airs, the 70 through 81 Camaros, and the 61 through 76 Corvette. So when Irvin Rybicki was assigned to fill his spot in 1977, he had some big shoes to fill. The C4 Corvette that Mitchell had designed in years previous was a huge hit in 1968 when it was released. However, by this time in 1977, it was really starting to show its age, especially when cars like the Ferrari 308 and Porsche 930 Turbo were starting to tear it up on the track. Rybicki had the job of bringing the Corvette into the new decade, along with Dave McAllen, chief designer for the Corvette. In prep, GM built an entire new factory specifically built for designing the C4 Corvette. The Corvette that McAllen and Rybicki designed was completely different from the previous C3. It had an all-new uniframe chassis instead of a body-on-frame, and it used a fiberglass monoleaf front suspension. However, all these features came with their drawbacks because in 1983, the Corvette was delayed for 1 year for quote-unquote quality issues. And on top of that, California kept changing their emission laws, which just made the whole process even more complicated. But after years of development, the C4 Corvette is finally ready to be released. 1984, the C4 Corvette is born. Despite the setbacks, the C4 debut was a great success, selling 51,000 cars in the first year alone. And how couldn't it succeed? With ads like this.
You've never seen anything like this before.
A new Chevrolet Corvette like never before.
Never before.
And come on, who wouldn't want to be as cool as this guy? It seems like everyone in the 80s was driving these cars. Vince Neil, Motley Crue lead singer, killed fellow rocker Razzle in a car accident in one of them. Well, at least he did in the movie. And Def Leppard drummer Rick Allen actually lost his arm in a C4 Corvette while he was trying to overtake an Alfa Romeo on a country road. As you can see, the C4 Corvette is a fantastic car. They have a rich history, years of development have gone into them, and they completely changed the game when they hit the market in the 80s. And right now, they really are a diamond in the rough, and you can pick them up for cheap. This is my C4 Corvette that I recently purchased. It's a 1992 and with only 96,000 miles on it, which is pretty good for the year. Now the reason that I decided to get the 92 instead of one of the earlier C4s is actually because of the engine. 92 was the first year that they replaced the TunePort motor with the new and improved LT1. Now the TunePort is a great motor, however they can be prone to head gasket failure. And the LT1 has 50 more horsepower over the TunePort and 100 more horsepower over the original 84 Crossfire motor. Now with that being said, the LT1 cars tend to be slightly more expensive than the earlier years of C4, so it's a good idea to find one that needs some maintenance like I did. This C4 Corvette is far from perfect. It looks good from about 15 feet away, but any closer than that and you start to see the imperfections. There's quite a bit of scratches and oxidation in the paint. There's even some gashes in it that go all the way down to the fiberglass. So this car is going to need either some touch-up paint, a wrap, or an entire new paint job. And I haven't decided yet. Now coming over into the interior, things don't get too much better. The carpet is worn out and all matted down, and the black sports seats are completely shredded. And on top of that, just various scratching and fading in various interior panels. But overall, the car does start fine, drive fine, shifts smooth, and I haven't had any major mechanical problems with it yet. So I'm really hoping this can be a fun little project that won't need any major repairs. I'm really wanting to start fixing up this car soon and making videos on it, so if that's something you would like to watch, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, just throw them down there, and I'll see you guys next time.